I just need to work out why we're losing some fish. So the first thing I want to comment on is some of these fish are very, very thin. It's really important that the belly doesn't go up. So when we're looking at the fish, we have to go from the anus to the vent to the bottom of the gill plate, and we really want a little bit of a belly. Whereas if you look at fellas like him that's going up, then if they're not getting enough food, their immune system isn't going to exist. Now they're also looking a little bit flicky and scratchy. So if you ever see this flicky, scratchy behavior, where they're sort of flicking on the spot or trying to scratch on something or swimming on the spot, then that's usually the sign of a pathogen like white spot. And a pathogen like white spot is very, very easy to treat as soon as it's recognized. So if you ever see this behavior in the fish, whether it's breathing heavily and it's flicking and scratching around, then we need to medicate the fish straight away. And if they get medicated straight away, it's no big deal. But if they're not getting medicated, then we're going to continue losing fish. So number one is it's really important we feed good food, which it certainly looks like we are. And we also need to be feeding enough. So if we look at this blue fella here, once again, he's very, very thin. We need to see a belly on it. So no belly is my first concern, and flicking and scratching is my second concern. Now the next thing I'm worried about is the surface of this tank is very flat. So what I'm wanting to do is we've got a power head here that's pumping away very nicely. I want to move this power head to the surface, and then I need to aim it up. So if we go like that, and then I aim it up like this, then what we're going to get is some lovely surface agitation. So we need good surface agitation, because if the surface agitation is low, that means our dissolved oxygen level will be low, our redox potential will be low, and then we're just going to have one problem after another. So feeding more is going to help, and increasing agitation is absolutely going to help. And we're going to have to get these fish's immune system back before we're in the clear. So the water quality in here is very good. This is not a water quality problem. What I'm really worried about with fish is, see this guy, he's very skinny, he's got a skinny belly on him, and this is very good food. But the problem is, if you're feeding one type of food and some of your fish are getting skinny, you need to alter the food that are going in. So it could be the pellet size.
We had two types, floating and dropping.
Good.
Now we have only the floating one.
Okay, so that in itself can be an issue. And
is
also
it one, this one?
that one will sink.
Sink,
and then it's also the amount of food that's going in. So what needs to happen, and the other thing that's more important than anything else, is if your fish die, you have to get it out straight away. Because see, what happens is it rots in the water. And it's very bad. It makes the other one sick.
No one was here. In the morning when I opened, it was removed immediately. But again, I don't know how long. It was funny.
Sure. No worries. So moving forward, I'd like to bring up some different food because I'm worried that not all the fish are benefiting from this one because of its certain size. And then moving forward, whoever the person is that feeds just needs to be watching because when the bellies are too thin and they're not getting enough food, then over time, look at the belly on that one. He's way too thin.
Yeah, it's a tiny one. It was born here.
Then anything that goes wrong, the fish can't handle it because they've got no immune system.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want you to really watch for too is that you watch how they're sort of swimming on the spot a little bit. And they're looking a bit scratchy with the way they're swimming. They're not just comfortably swimming around. And then whenever you see that, that usually means their immune system's a little bit low and they've got a little bit of a pathogen. So I'd like to treat this tank with some white spot cure. And so the white spot cure will make sure that they don't have any pathogens, which they're itchy and scratchy, so they sort of do. But that's really just going to be because their immune system's low, and that's just going to be due to not enough food that they're eating. So once again, we feed the fish, we put a bit of food in, we're sort of wanting all the food to be eaten in 30 seconds, but over time we want to be watching that belly. So like,
grow it, right?
Yeah, we want to see that nice healthy belly. We don't want to see from the anus to the gill. We don't want to ever see it go up. Otherwise, that's emaciated. But at the same time, we don't want to see a big belly either. So we definitely don't want them overfed. But at the same time, if they're underfed, then they don't have the nutrients to be healthy, and they will die eventually. So this has got nothing to do with water quality.
The blue one about your guy looks like.
Your water quality is perfect.
That's great.
The quality of your food is excellent. But I'm going to recommend that we get a smaller pellet, like a 1 ml pellet.
Actually, I got the tablets here. We are
And
not
also,
feeding that.
why I like the tablets. The reason why I like the tablets too is that if you've got a fish that wasn't able to get that,
if
They
you
can
get-
go and feed later on the tablets.
Yeah, but because I
Can
think
you
Ned said
grab
don't
them?
put it in, it's on the other side.
Yeah,
He
at
said-
the end of the day, what matters is the results. So that's the behaviour there that I'm worried about. The swimmy on the spot flicky that this electric yellow is doing. He's swimming on the spot and he looks visibly uncomfortable. So that means that his immune system is not good enough to withstand pathogens. That just means his immune system's low.
This is the same container you
Okay,
had.
let's have a look. So,
This is the feed
No.
inside there.
So
Is
this-
the same thing? No, this is different.
okay,
That's what
so,
I'm saying. This one we poured in here.
okay, right. So yeah, that's right. That's right.
Is it?
It's the same brand, whatever. So let's call that the same. And then that one there,
Is the inside whatever.
yeah,
that
that's
is.
okay. For
But you
now,
haven't fed it
yeah, I do
properly.
want you to feed it. Normally I like the Spectrum one because it doesn't break down, but for now, I think this one's good. And then I also want to add like a 1 mil Danichi to this.
Is it this? What is that?
No, Danichi food. Like,
Okay.
so I want to add a smaller food as well because I'd like to just vary the food that goes in. And then I want you to up it. I want you to feed every day for a little while, but don't be silly about it because it's not a water quality problem. This is a not feeding enough problem. So as we slowly get more food into the fish,
So how much
then
do you
their
feed
immune
now?
system will come back.
You're going to bring the food tomorrow?
Yes.
So then
Yes.
you will tell us, right? Yeah?
Okay, so ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to pick some food. One day this one day that one day a bit of everything, one day a bit of the other one. It's good if the fish don't know what's coming. And then
More
you're
work
going to
to
put
do.
it in and you want all the food ate in 30 seconds.
Okay.
But over time we're watching those bellies. So we don't want to see those skinny bellies. So whatever you're doing, if over a week or two you're not seeing the bellies get a little bit fatter, then whatever you're doing, you've got to do a bit more.
Okay.
So you start with a guide, let's say 30 seconds worth a day, and then you're going to have to slowly up it until all the fish are looking good. And like for example, that silver dollar there, he looks good. He's got a nice belly on him. It's best if one person feeds. One person is the
Yeah.
feeder.
I feed up to Monday to Thursday. You want to feed every day? You can do that.
If somebody can feed every day, that's the best.
She feeds on Friday because I'm not here.
And then we've just got to start watching the belly of all the fish, and then
Yeah.
I'll give you my number.
Yeah.
So then, if you start noticing one of the bellies a bit
Did
skinny
you
or a bit
take
fat, just take me a photo. Just
No, I'll do every day.
Send me a
She will do
photo.
Friday because it's
no, it
like
doesn't. Well, it doesn't. If it's only Friday, don't worry. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be every day. As long as you're feeding 5 times a week, I'm happy. But you're just gonna have to feed more.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, and then we're still in the dark until these bellies get better, and until the itchy scratchy stops.
Which you think if we start feeding the new thing, it will be in 1 week or 2 weeks time. It will start.
Yeah, it'll get
fattening.
better. It's not going to get better straight away.
Okay, 1
So-
to 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're looking at 1 to 2 weeks for it to start getting better. Then once we stop getting these skinny bellies, this problem's going to go away. No
Then
more,
we continue
no more.
that same feeding, or
Yeah, no, you never continue. No, you're always watching.
Okay, then
So
we
if you're
use
watching
the-
the fish and all the fish have got a healthy belly and they're all swimming normal, we're happy. But if they start doing this swim on the spot business and they start with this tiny little belly, then we're going to have problems. And so that's why you want to be watching all the
So
fish,
we
and
fed
that's
them
why
long
let me
time.
know. But it's not always like one.
No, we did a
one
months
fits
and
all.
months off, 3 times a week. We did that. That was the reason, I think so.
But it's not one size fits all. It's basically you look at the fish, and if they're getting too fat, big fat belly, then you need to do less. If they're getting the skinny belly, you need to do more.
Yeah.
And we're just having a watch of them. And if they're all coming up and they're all happy and they're all swimming normal, we're happy. But on the other hand, if we're seeing itchies and scratchies and we're seeing skinny bellies or we're seeing fat bellies for that matter, then usually you look at the food you've got and you see what's the food that particular guy likes, and you cut that back. So like, for example, this guy here, I can tell his immune system is not good. There are also artificial immune system enhancers you can use, like Vogel, that artificially increase immune system. But water quality wise, everything's great. The quality of the food is great. It's just that there's some really skinny
Is it
fish in
open
there. Yeah.
To give a little
Yeah,
bit
chuck
more
some of them. Yeah, that's a good idea.
to see. You can see how they're feeding.
Yep, that's a good idea. And then do you want to chuck a few of them in too?
That one haven't given them for a while now, long time. I normally used to put one here and one there on the other side.
Sure.
But
I mean, whatever you do, all that matters is the results. So if you start seeing the good bellies, then we're in business. If you're not seeing those good healthy bellies, then that's
this
when
guy
we're worried.
likes that.
And that will sort of let him go and scavenge on it later on if he misses out on the rest
Yeah.
of the food. So it's just a matter of watching it, and then if you're not sure,
Before
just...
that, we had a very big guy who used to come and eat all of these.
Oh, sure.
So that's fine. Now it's
Sure.
like it will be left for whoever comes
And
in.
that's okay if just don't put too many in, but they can go and have a little scavenge when they need it.
So you're going to get us the food tomorrow?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, please bring it in and tell us like what to do. We'll follow it.
And I want to put some medication in too.
Okay.
I don't even mind going back and getting it now, just because I'd rather,
Yeah, maybe. I'm going home. I have to go home now.
because I could medicate them. I want to medicate them as soon as I can.
Yeah, if you